Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Jeff, Glowing Double O Cabbage here, back for another video. In this video I'm going to be showing some music that I've been listening to recently that I would really like to share with you. As many of you know, a really influential and popular Canadian group, the Tragically Hip, are doing their last performance tomorrow in their hometown of Hamilton, Ontario. A lot of great friends actually had the fortune of going. I couldn't get tickets. I probably couldn't have gone anyways, to be honest. But anyway, it's hard to articulate what this band actually really means to the country of Canada. They've really woven themselves into the Canadian identity, and I guess the singer Gord Downie tragically was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer, and so this is the very last tour, and they've been playing close to 30 years that they've been, traveling through Canada and stuff. But I'm gonna really miss these guys being around, and Gord Downie's poetry and the band is just killer. So I was listening to this yesterday, and it got me a little emotional. It's quite a thing. So they're going to be broadcasting it through the entire country on all the CBC networks and stuff. So if you ever wanted to watch it, you could probably find it somehow. Starting at 9:30, the very last show. This is the Tragically Hip and their album Fully Completely. One of my favorite albums by them. Not my favorite. I don't know what my favorite is. I really love Up to Here, and I really love Day for Night, Road Apples. I love them all, actually. Trouble at the Hen House, and their most recent one is amazing as well. But yeah, the Tragically Hip. There's all the lyrics and stuff. But if you haven't checked this band out, definitely do so. They really have a knack for excellent songwriting merged with sort of, I guess a bluesy sort of feel to their music, mixed with rock, and they have some really excellent ballads in there, many of which capture a lot of Canadian icons and stories and stuff, and they're just an incredible band. If you just want to check out a couple of tunes off this, definitely check out Wheat Kings, At the 100th Meridian. We'll Go To Courage for Hugh McLennan. Great stuff. What a wonderful band. They're going to be missed. Okay, so I listened to that, and I listened to this. This was quite a hit, actually. This was enjoyable. Velvet Underground, live at Max's in Kansas City. I asked, who was it they asked? Maybe Jimmy, Earl Suave, if you're watching, can you tell me if Max's Kansas City is still in New York City? I'm curious to know. Recorded in mono. I guess there's a story on the back about how someone just sort of decided to record this on a very primitive tape player, but they cleaned it up since and remastered it and stuff. But you can't go wrong with the Velvet Underground. So listen to that. Also listen to this. This is one of my favorite reggae records that I own. I listen to this all the time. Burning Spear live in Paris, Zenith, 1988. What can you say? It's just really great roots reggae. Yeah, I mean, with an all-star cast. This is a promo copy, released in 1988, recorded in 1988 too as well. But yeah, I mean, it's just great. I love Burning Spear, one of the best in the reggae genre. Also listen to this. This Charlie Parker. I was saying to a friend a while back that sometimes it's easy to overlook Charlie Parker's magnificence, because so many people have copied him since he passed away and stuff, and even when he was alive, people were copying him because he's such an enigmatic player with a lot of energy. There he is. No one really touched Charlie Parker. This is One Night at Birdland, New York City. Charlie Parker Quartet, or Quintet rather, live, featuring Bud Powell and Fats Navarro. Great, great stuff. What can you say about Charlie Parker? Also listen to this, and this is up there within my top 5 Electric Miles albums. Yeah, this is just incredible. It's hard to find this album without any ringware, but I mean, if you can find it, it took me forever actually to find this in a half decent shape, and it's still kind of beat. So if you have a mint condition of this, I commend you for sure. But this is for Duke. Oh, by the way, the album's called Get Up With It, but this is dedicated to Duke, big time. And they took a whole thing just to write for Duke, and that is a huge, you know, tip of the hat to Duke Ellington. Wonderful sort of. This is more of a spacious album of his electric period. He gives a lot more space and a lot more sort of, you know, kind of slow motion funk vibe to it. I love it. It's almost ambient in ways. Also listen to this, and I listened to this quite loud. I was the only one home, and my goodness, did it ever bring me back. I love this album so much. One thing that you can say about Pavement is they definitely wear their influences on their sleeves, and they do it unapologetically, of course. And you know, a lot of people, I mean, a lot of music would never ever even really be made unless they were copying somebody else, but or you know, just kind of, you know, mimicking their style, not copying, I guess. But Pavement slanted in and chanted. One of the best slacker rock albums, basically, where, you know, definitely influenced by The Fall. Actually, this album got me to listen to The Fall. I didn't know really about The Fall before I listened to Pavement. So, and The Fall are one of my favorite bands for sure. But there's other tunes on here too. Loretta's Scars is such a great tune. In the Mouth of a Desert, Trigger Cut, Fame Thrower. I mean, this is great music. Reissue actually on Matador. The original was released in 1992. Also listen to this really loudly. Neighbor was mowing the grass, and it was too hot to not open the windows, and too sunny and too beautiful, but it was really loud, so I put this on, and I also played it loud because I was home alone. But Johnny Lee Hooker, born in Mississippi, raised up in Tennessee, easily one of my favorite albums that I've ever heard by Johnny Lee Hooker, merging blues and funk. And man, there's the guitar player on this is just amazing. Who is it? I'm trying to think, but it's like a really funky guitar. Let me just see here. Yeah, maybe it's actually Johnny Lee Hooker. I don't know, but I wouldn't think it is. But Van Morrison plays guitar and sings on one tune called "Going Down" on this as well. Great album. Not easy to find, not super easy to find anyway, on ABC Records. Johnny Lee Hooker, born in Mississippi, raised up in Tennessee. I'm at 8 minutes. I'm just gonna keep going just for a bit and see how time goes. Now this is a record by a band I don't really listen to too often, but when I do, it's really enjoyable. I realize how fun and creative really the Rolling Stones are. This is Sucking in the 60s, or 70s rather, by the Rolling Stones, a live recording. There's no place, I don't think, on here where except for the record. The only place you can find out what songs are on this record is by looking on the actual record. And this is in great shape. I got this like a long time ago for like $5 or something. But Mannish Boy, When the Ship Comes In, If I Were a Dancer, Crazy Mama, Beast of Burden. I mean, really great band, and just great album. Really, I loved it. I love listening to this. And they are like a fine wine for me, the Rolling Stones. I can't listen to them, you know, nonstop for like 5 days straight or whatever. Or not that kind of band. They're just kind of like, I just like to, you know, get into them here and there. All right, another album I listened to while my neighbor was mowing his lawn, really loudly. This is a really great recorded album. This sounds so good. Like I put this on and it was noticeably like, you know, 20% better than the album I played before it. I think that was Johnny Lee Hooker album, but this sounds so good. Like, it's just really crisp, and there's really low bass sounds and stuff. But Fela Kuti, arguably the father of Afrobeat on celluloid. And another really great thing about this that I was looking at while I was listening to it was all these other great celluloid records that I never, many of which I've never seen around, but I love to find, you know, especially some of this, well, there's some of this Last Poets stuff, and Manu Dibango, and Shango, a bunch of really interesting music. So I listened to that. This is a new pickup. This is only $1, but when I see David Bowie records for $1, I have to pick it up. And this is like a promo from, I think it might have been Sam the Record Man, Sam Extended Play, but it's the extended play of Modern Love, China Girl, Let's Dance, Without You, and Ricochet, Criminal World, Cat People, Shake It Up on EMI promo. So, I mean, for $1, I'm not going to pass that up. And this was great. I mean, I really loved the long version of Let's Dance. That's one of my favorite tunes by Bowie, to be honest. Okay, and shout out to Rob Clark, who sent this to me a while back as a gift. We've been sending gifts back and forth for quite a while. And it's my turn, actually, to send him something. But he sent me this, a band that I very, very much love. Like everything that they've done that I've heard is Fontanelle. And this is recorded in, no, it doesn't say. No. Anyway, great sort of spacious funk, Electric Miles style kind of stuff. And this comes on, I think it's yeah, white vinyl with a little bit of like red, creamy kind of stuff. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Rob. I listen to this often. I enjoy it immensely. Maybe just a couple more. Getting to 12 minutes here. Listen to this. I hadn't listened to this in a very long time. I picked this up really cheap, like probably, I don't know, 10 years ago. I think it was only like $5 because it has a little bit of damage on the sleeve, but the record is like mint pretty much. But this is Dead Can Dance, Serpent's Egg. This was great, man. This is, listened to this with my wife, and she was saying, it sounds very religious. I'm like, yeah, I guess it kind of does with all the choir and the stuff, but I mean, it's very Irish sounding, I guess, and with the voice of Lisa Gerrard. Yeah, I need to listen to this album more often. I'm glad I have it because I've never seen it since in the wild, never. Okay, just one more, I think. Do it. Yeah, I'll end it with something that I used to feel was a bit of a guilty pleasure. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, if you listen to something, who cares what it is, right? But I just, I love Huey Lewis and the News. And I picked this up, this album, Sports, with Heart and Soul. I mean, look how much I picked it up for. That's how much people care about Huey Lewis and the News. But I don't care what anybody says, man. This is really great upbeat music, especially, you know, some of my favorite music from the 80s, and this is still in the shrink. Like, this is pretty much brand new. Yeah, anyway, I listened to this, and it was good. Not every tune is awesome, but, I mean, you know, he does some covers on here, too. He does a Hank Williams tune, Honky Tonk Blues. Yeah. I Want a New Drug is one of my favorites. It's the most popular, too, but I don't care. Anyway, Huey Lewis and the News played that as well. All right, that ought to do it. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Please comment if you feel you would like to. If you don't, that's okay. That's really okay. And keep the VC strong and keep making videos. Keep commenting and having fun. See ya in the next cartoon.